This tutorial will help you to complete the questions on homework number 7 on deltamath.com. Notice that 2 of the topics this week have a requirement of 10 questions correct. Let's get started with the first topic. For this question, you have to use the triangle sum theorem, which states that the three angles inside a triangle have a sum of 180 degrees. So you can add your unknown angle plus your 2 known angles to create a sentence that states they have to add up to 180. You can combine like terms, and then you can subtract or use this subtraction property of equality, this additive inverse here, and use your calculator to find your answer. Once you know your answer, you type it here in the box. Sometimes the angle measures are not shown, but they will give you another hint, like this one here. That's a right angle box. So that means that this represents the degree of 90. So we have our unknown angle and our 2 known angles. And remember, all 3 angles have to add up to 180. Use your algebraic properties here and your calculator to find your missing angle measure. Type your answer in the box and move on to the next question. For the second topic, you'll have an algebraic expression instead of an angle value. So we still have 3 angles, and if we don't see a number but we see a right angle box, we know that this can be replaced with the number 90. This definitely requires you to write an algebraic equation because there are expressions for the unknown here. So 6x minus 15 is our first angle, 39 is our second angle, and 90 is our third angle. Again, they all have a sum of 180 degrees. Now here I have 3 like terms. Be careful because that's a minus 15, a plus 39, and a plus 90. So when you're using a calculator, you're going to combine this as a negative 15 plus 39 plus 90. So let me show you what I mean here. I have a negative 15, then a plus 39, then a plus 90. That's how I'm going to combine all those terms. So my 6x will stay the same, but all of these constants here will become a positive 114. Subtract 114 from both sides. Use your calculator if you need to. 180 minus 114. The last step here is an invisible multiplication sign, and the inverse of multiplying is dividing. We use this fraction bar to show division, and you get your final answer, which is 11 degrees. Once you know your missing value, you can enter it into this box here. Again, write your algebraic expression that all 3 of these angles have a sum of 180. The first one is 6x plus 11, then you have 105, then you have 46. Again, it's easiest to combine these like terms first by using your calculator. This time they're all positive. Plus 11, plus 105, plus 46. So 11 plus 105 plus 46 is 162. So 6x plus 162 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 162 from both sides. Use your calculator if you need to. That'd be 20, 18. And then divide by 6. and get your final answer. Now, it's just a coincidence that these two problems both had a dividing by 6. You divide by whatever number you see as the coefficient. So this has a value of 3. Okay. This one has 2 algebraic angles. So when I type or write my equation here, this one will be a 90. And the other ones are 5x minus 17 plus 4x plus 17 plus 90 equals 180. Now if I start with my constants again, these are the 3, minus 17 plus 17 plus 90. Now a minus 17 and a plus 17 are opposites, so I already know that these are going to cancel each other out. So I can kind of quickly rewrite my problem here because that just leaves me with 90. But if you're not sure, you simply open your calculator, you type in negative 17 plus 17 plus 90. Type it exactly like that. Now you'll notice here I have 2 letter x's. So these two are what we call like terms, and they can be added together. Now I'm going to subtract 90 from both sides. And then this time I'm going to divide by the number 9. Pause the video, rewind it if you need to watch those steps a little bit slower. But the answer is 10. Alright, for the last question, or last section, I should say, has to deal with the outside angles, or the exterior angles of a triangle. Now this one's a little bit different. I know all 3 of the inside angles have to add up to 180, but that's not true for the outside angles. Now, I could find this missing angle very quickly because these two are a linear pair, but there's another neat coincidence about the angles outside of a triangle and 2 of the angles inside the triangle. So this angle that I have marked here in blue, that's what we call an adjacent angle. And an adjacent angle is an angle that is next to you or touches you. But these 2 other angles here that I just circled in purple, those are what we call remote angles because they are far away from the 132. So let me clear my screen. 132 is equal to these 2 angles added up together. Sometimes you need to know that. That's called the exterior angle theorem. Now for this one, I don't need it because these 2 are adjacent. So x plus 132 make a linear pair. So I simply subtract 132 from both sides, and I'm going to get my final answer. So pick up your calculator and figure that out. Whoops. It's 132. So that's actually going to be 48. 48. Definitely use a calculator. So these 2 made a linear pair, and that's how I was able to find that angle. But these 2 here do not make a linear pair. They do not make a linear pair. So 132 is equal to these 2 added together, because these are the remote or far away angles. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the 2 remote interior angles. So 132 is equal to 24 plus x. I could even rewrite this the other way. X plus 24 is equal to 132, which you might feel more comfortable with. Subtract 24 from both sides. I don't want to make a mistake like last time, so I'm going to pick up my calculator. 132 minus 24. 108. So 108 is my missing angle measure. Type that in this box here. And let's try one more. Okay, I know an exterior angle, and I want to know a remote angle. So I have to know that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior remote angles. So that's x plus a square box. Square box is always 90. So subtract 90 from both sides. Uh, 1064. Okay. Now take a look at this one. Is this the exterior angle sum theorem, or is this a linear pair? So, do I need to know those two? Or do I have an adjacent linear pair? Right? So, each question is different, so look carefully. These two make a linear pair, so that is a different equation. These two have a sum of 180. These two have a sum of 180. So subtract 72 from both sides, and you'll get your final answer, which is 108. All right, look at this one very carefully. I have an exterior angle, and the angle I'm looking for is remote. So that means that these two add up to make 72. Oops. X plus 20 is equal to 72. So subtract 20 from both sides, and you get your final answer. And that's how you complete homework number 7.